But you want to take off from that. You believe that even if you want to give back, should you give back in a way, not so much to the big city, but give back even more to rural India in a way from where his grandfather started as a farmer?
Yes, I think it is holistic. We are working mostly in the rural area, but you have to move forward even to the city. Look at the slums in Dharavi. Look at the people here. So I think whichever place we go, we should make a difference. And my only thing is, as you said about all my 3 kids, what will they be 20 years from now? I think they have lots to do. They have been given a lot of platform. They have to fly even harder than us. That is my point.
You know, I've often wondered, that's the great dream for any parent, right? That your kids must fly even higher than you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pressure is building.
I mean, you know, if you're doing a marathon, as the two of you are planning, you've got to run faster than he does.
He has worked much harder, I must say, since compared to my children. They have already got, a huge platform of everything.
That's okay.
But that is true, right? And possibly his father worked even harder than he did.
Even harder.
Of course he did.
He was the creator. So, in a way, with every generation, it gets easier.
Yeah.
But also tougher part, because you're going to have to emulate what he did in a way. You'll always be judged by what he did.
There's a famous saying, no? The first generation creates, the second generation grows, and the third generation destroys. And we are third generation, all of us. So I think there's a lot of pressure. There's also a lot of opportunity, and I think the platform that we have is a remarkable platform. And I think we all 3 are working very hard towards building our own businesses and also taking the group forward. I think I can point out to the work that we're doing in sports. I think nobody would have dreamt 10 years ago that one institute built in Vijayanagar can win India 3 Olympic medals, let alone 1. And 1 gold medal. And Paris, I am expecting 5 medals. And like mom was saying, like dad was saying, I think we are also doing a lot of work in rural India, because the hunger, the talent and the drive, you won't find in Mumbai, you won't find in Delhi, you will find in the villages. And this is where all these athletes are coming from. So I think, we are now taking sports to different parts of the country. We're taking all our, businesses to different parts of the country. And the talent in this country is so immense, and we have such a big opportunity. We have to do something bigger and bigger and bigger.
He mentioned the word hunger. I've often wondered whether the next generation has the same hunger as the previous generation. Or, is that something you've instilled in them? Wo bhook to chahiye, to sort of expand, to grow, so, the fire in the belly.
Yeah, so we, that's what I was always a little bit subconsciously concerned. That they should not live abroad. They could live in London, luxurious life, or many Indians have left for London, right, living luxurious life. So I was always a little bit subconsciously concerned that shouldn't happen. So we used to spend our weekends in our factories. Whether when we were building the one outside Mumbai.
Both of you together?
Both of you, always. Wow. We traveled together with all the, we are full.
So it was a joint enterprise?
Yeah, joint enterprise.
Full on joint enterprise.
Yeah, when she was...
never had any family holiday homes. The holiday homes were in the factory.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And even if you go to our factories and you see our holiday homes, you will say you don't need any holiday home. Right. They're really beautiful. They're really amazing. So she created them and we lived together. And like when, because they were girls and their interests were not in the steel business, but this guy even worked like a worker in our steel plant.
On the shop floor?
On the shop floor, when he was out of school, I think, right?
16.
Yeah, 16. So he was in the slag pit and moving the slag and all,
Really?
So, yeah. So it was instilled kind of, not deliberately, but it happened that way.
Is that the challenge in a way, I think, for the next generation, that you keep the hunger going and keep building something new? It's a process of renewal, of expansion. I guess that's what tomorrow is, right?
No, I think for all of us, like growing up, we would always see mom and dad, and whenever we would go abroad, even for a holiday, if a road is nice, they would take photos and say, we need to make this. If a building is nice, they would say, look at this building, one day we have to make something like this. And today, all of us, whether it's my cement business or her real estate or her museum, our aim is to make it the world's best, not India's best. We all say that this building that Coco Didi is making is going to be the world's best building. Wow. The museum, children's museum she's making has to be better than Boston's Children's Museum. My cement factory has to be much, much better than any cement factory in the world. And I think that's what they have really instilled in us, that we have to be the best in whatever we do at a global level.
You know, I think that's a wonderful way, in a way, to conclude, because I think that, in a way, symbolizes what you want to see in New India. To just give them the wings to fly and fly even higher than the previous generation did. It's been wonderful talking to all of you, inspiring in a way to see the passion and the energy and the ability to innovate. So may you grow from strength to strength, and you're not going to plan to retire to Hisar, right? That's
Not in a hurry, for sure.
Not in a hurry, for sure. Okay.